All right, so I also like this. It's kind of you see where the kind of problem of these guardianships, at least in the movie, is that it's not just quite everybody is corrupt. There are a lot of corrupt people, and then there are people like the judge who are just literally have the wool over their eyes. You know,
is he just dumb or is he in on it somehow?
I think the movie, I think in real life, there are judges like that, and in real life, they are in on it.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the movie is trying to suggest of the judge has just been fooled. That's where I see it, that character, and I feel like what the movie is trying to say is just like with situations like this is that it's not, the fact is not always that people are all just corrupt, that some of the people are legitimately being conned as well.
Right.
But when you have the doctor and kind of like the the guy who runs the nursing home, who are both in on it. It's kind of like saying of like, Marla, she can't really exist on her own. Of that level of corruption, it can't exist.
Which is true.
Yeah, exactly. It can't exist on its own. People have to be complicit
systems
in the situation.
Are set up like that, it was also really like scary, the thought that like, because we just like went through what we went through with Grandpa. Like I was kind of thinking like, obviously it wasn't that type of situation, but he was in like multiple care facilities.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, and I think like generally we had really positive experiences with that, generally. I mean,
yes.
But at the same time, like when you have a loved one in one of those facilities, like you can't help but think, for instance, like how are they being treated when we're not here?
Right.
That sort of thing. And it's like, that's a fucking heavy concept,
Yeah, no, exactly. It gets to like, it gets to your fear of just like one day you're going to get to an age where, or you're going to be in a situation where if you're claiming you're being mistreated, no one's going to believe you.
Yeah. I mean, also like the fact that towards the beginning of the movie, you have like Marla and the like head of the facility, that dude, Sam Rice, I think, who, like clearly they're working together and they're on the phone having a conversation, and Marla and him are just like, she's just an old lady and this and that. And I'm going like, dude, you're not a spring chicken. Like, that guy Sam Rice was like, I don't know, 60?
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna fucking happen to you, guy?
Right.
Like, I never understand that from the human perspective of like,
we're literally... That's an interesting way of thinking of it.
We're all the same.
Yeah.
So I never understand that. Like, why would you treat a child any differently than you want to be treated? Why would you treat an elderly person? You are both a child and elderly.
Yeah.
You're everything.
Yeah.
You happen to be like 28 years old right now, but you're also 64 and 12.
Yeah.
Like, you're the same. So it's like you can't treat people like that. You have one life. Like,
oh my God, that would be like the ultimate cosmic justice if that character Sam, like 10, 15 years later.
Like, what do you think? You're gonna live forever? Like, dude, you're fucking. I
didn't think of that when I watched it.
7th, 8th inning, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I did like that beginning conversation of with that first conversation that Marla and Sam kind of have over the phone, and he's talking about one of her wards that died, and like at first you think she might legitimately be sad that this woman passed.
I never got that.
And then you realize like it very much clicks of just like, oh, I thought we could have taken her from war,
Well, I mean, on a much smaller level than that, I have actually been around situations where I've had like a shitty minimum wage job, and where you are actually around the boss when they receive a call that so-and-so is sick and isn't coming in. Their reaction is not, about their well-being.
Yeah, yeah.
Their reaction is fuck. Blah, 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 blah. Now we gotta, you know, can you do this? Can you do that? Like, and obviously that's them worried about the day and what's gonna get done. But it's just like, oh, you didn't even for a moment think oh, I hope she's okay. It was just, how do we immediately fill her shoes? Which is why, like, you should never fucking feel bad, you know, about taking time off or if you need to leave a job or whatever, because they will, if you fucking die, they will replace your ass in no time.
No, exactly.
In no time.
Exactly, which is kind of like the point that you brought up of just like the character Sam, or even like the character Marla, like you're gonna get old eventually, like
dude, karma, whether karma's real or not, you better err on the side that it is.
Yeah,
because there's too many,
but it's just like you're considering these people as profit, not as human beings. Like, aren't you worried that one day someone's gonna view you the exact same way? You know?
Yeah, dude.
And I guess that's why. I guess that's why Marla wants that like money so bad, because
also
I see that as like she sees these diamonds that she's kind of basically stolen from Roman's mother. And she keeps saying like, she wants $1 million for them. She keeps saying like, I want real money, of money that I can like make moves with. I think she like understands that like, whatever small amount of wealth she has accumulated, like it's not enough to protect her from whatever's coming.
She's not trying to play. She's trying to play on a different field. Like she's.
But I mean, is there enough money you can make that it kind of protects you from life from that? Maybe not.
I don't know. I think there's a certain.
Maybe yes.
I think there's a certain point where like, it's like your whole thing where you always talk about with, the Wall Street protests. What was it called?
Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah, where it's just like, if you are Bernie Madoff and you fuck with wealthy people, then no price tag is going to protect you.
Exactly.
But if you're rich and you're fucking over poor people, or you're sending like, poor troops over somewhere to die, you'll basically be straight.
I mean, look at who goes to jail for insider trading. Look at Bernie Madoff, who was stealing from rich people.
Exactly.
Jordan Belfort was stealing from rich people. You know,
that's
if
kind
Jordan
of it.
Belfort and Bernie Madoff were, first of all, they did run scams on poor people. Those aren't the ones that they went. Those aren't the scams they went to prison for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.